her whole stance. She just looks like she's ready just to kill somebody. It's Misty and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Misty and I'm a reseller on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And I also own a brick and mortar antique store called Wildflower Antiques. This video is a haul video from Fort Valonia Days. It's a festival that my husband and I went to over the weekend. There's a lot of new things there. There's a lot of old things there. We had a really good time. There were a lot of vendors there that had boxes out that you could dig through, and I got a little irritated, and you could see that in the video. And if you haven't seen the video, I'll link in the description below. But hardly anything was priced, and I get it. If you are setting up at a flea market and you just have boxes and boxes and boxes full of stuff, and it's going to be close to impossible to put a price on everything. My argument with that is to, kind of maybe go through a little bit of the boxes and say everything over in this area is $1, everything over in this area is $5 or whatever. So I can understand in some aspects the vendors that had these big box lots, and that's pretty much all they had. I didn't understand the people who had their booths all laid out almost like it would be kind of like an antique mall. And they still didn't have anything priced. So they had everything out of the boxes. They had it all laid out on the table, all nice and pretty, and they still didn't have it priced. Here is my issue with that. A lot of people are very timid. I am not one of those people, but some people are. And they don't want to go over and they don't want to ask, how much is this? How much is that? Especially if there's a lot of people in and out. They're more than likely, they're just going to say, oh, this doesn't have a price on it. I'm not going to get it. All together, the whole day, we spent $80 on everything that I'm about to show you. All right, so I'll go ahead and show you a couple things that I got at the couple yard sales that we went to before we went into the festival. And I debated on getting this, but it is just this little miniature Cruel. It says Baby Blue Eyes. I think are those blue bonnets? Maybe they're blue bonnets. I paid $1 for this. It is, I can tell that it's vintage just by the look of it. It is a really pretty oak frame, so it's not just like a cheapy, dollar store frame. I don't know that I will probably get much out of this, but I'll sell it in the shop for a little while. But it is a cute little piece for $1. Again, I debated on getting it, but I went ahead and got it anyway. Okay, so this is a non-vintage item that I got, but it is this Panasonic Progressions Pore Cleanser. I paid $2 for it. It does have a scan code right there. So at the yard sale, I was able to do a scan on it, and these sell for about $30 or so on eBay. So my $2 investment, I'll be able to sell this for about $30. I love finding things like this. Yes, my heart is vintage and antiques, but if I can find something like this, pay $2 for it and sell it for $30, I'm gonna do it. It's brand new in the box. The box has been opened, but I did open it up and check it, and it's still wrapped up in plastic. So this is good to go, and I will get this listed as soon as possible. All right, so there is that. And that's all I got at that one yard sale. Then we went to another one, and I got this little guy, and it is this, some of you may remember these back in the day, but this is just a little personal cassette player stereo. Look at the 90s and 80s and 90s graphics on there. Isn't that great? It is the Street Beat. And I've seen just the cassette player itself selling for about $15 to $20. I haven't tested this yet, so I'm hoping that it works. Oh, it does work. It also came with they're a little tangled up, but the headphones and these two little extra speakers. So the one that I had ran comps for did not come with all these extras. So that is a bonus that just this sold, for $15 to $20. And I paid $1 for all of it. And people do ask me, well, Misty, how do you look up comps? Well, you have to look, I look on eBay, and you have to look, first look and see what things are listed for. So I look at the for sale comps just to kind of see how the market is, if it's flooded, if there's a lot of things, how many things are listed, what other people are trying to get out of things. But then I mainly pay attention to the sold comps, and that will give you an indication on approximately what things are selling for. Sometimes things are all over the place. Sometimes things sell for a lot higher. Sometimes things sell for a lot less. At first, you're going to have to look up comps all the time. But once you get used to knowing what things will sell for, you'll kind of you'll know in your gut what you can list things for. I tend to always list things high, and then I ask for best offer. All of my listings have best offer. It's just the way that I run my business. I think that it is a good bargaining tool. But when you do that, you do want to make sure that you are listing your item high so you can have a little bit of wiggle room for offers. So the next yard sale that we went to, it was my favorite one of the day. I just started gathering stuff and laying it down, and he sold everything I'm about to show you for $14. So one of the first things that we found is this really cool vintage 4-H pledge. It's a banner. It does have a little hole right there. I didn't care that it has another little hole down here at the bottom, and it has this really cool gold fringe. This is vintage. It's on almost like a silky satiny fabric. Has the 4-H logos here. So I really liked this, and the area that I live in is a very 4-H heavy area. People are very involved in 4-H. It's a very rural community, a big farming community. So I think that I can sell this in the shop very, very well, and it will just add a nice little touch in the shop. So I liked that banner. All right. The next item I'm going to show you, this is just a little homemade piece. It's just a little homemade picture. I actually have another one of these. So I bought this one yesterday, and this is one that I already had. So somebody made these in ceramics class. This one was made, actually I got this one in Evansville, so I didn't even get this one locally. This one was made by Joyce in 1979. But I liked the mid-century lines for it. And I liked that I already had this one, so I'm going to keep this one and use it in my Christmas display. I like that. This one is red. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of speckled with greens and yellows. And then I got this little cute little mouse. Now this guy and this guy, I paid 25 cents for him and 75 cents for him. The first little guy is this little mouse. And he has a little flower hat. He isn't a salt and pepper shaker. He's just a figurine. He has no chips, cracks on him anywhere. But he is a Christ. And he's dated 1957. It's Christ right there. If it'll pick up. It may not pick it up. There we go. Kind of. So he was a quarter. And also this little skunk. That's what you are. Now he has just a little crack right there in his glasses, but I like how his glasses are just kind of sitting kind of wonky on his face. But he, other than the spot on his glasses, he is in great shape too. He is also Christ 1957. His label is embossed there. I mean, I'm gonna sell them. I like figurines, but I don't particularly, I'm not really fond of mice and skunks, so they're gonna get sold. But what I am fond of, I got lucky at this flea market, but I found two little friends. You know, I collect these, so I found salt and pepper. They have their stoppers in them. These are not marked that they're made in Japan, but I know that they are. They're a little dirty, they need cleaned up, but these will go into my collection. And I like how, look at Salt's face. I like grumpy looking things. I don't try to be a grumpy person. I know that I am grumpy from time to time, but I love grumpy looking things. Doesn't he look, or she? They look grumpy. And this one's just like, I am not listening to you anymore. I am closing my eyes. Okay, I also got, I don't know why. I'm a sucker for these, but buying them singly isn't going to do me much good, but it's just this little juice glass. And I have more juice glasses at home, at the shop, which may as well be my home. And I kind of think that I have some of these, but I wasn't sure. So I had it in my hand. I thought, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. So just one little small juice glass. Now if I had a set of these, I'd be okay. The next thing I got, now I got this to keep as well because these are not worth a lot of money, but this is just a little, it's Avon. You can see on the bottom. It's just a little Christmas tree, and I'll put it in my Christmas display. I have shelves in my home that I change out for every season, and so a lot of people will do tier trays. I used to do tier trays, but I don't anymore. It just caused too much chaos on my countertop. So I have long display shelves in my home. I have a couple of them that I'll change out for the seasons, and they hang on the wall so they're out of the way. And so I'll put this in on my shelf display. I'm actually kicking myself because I did also see a little boot that looked just like this. It was green with the red knob, and I wish I would have got it, but I just like these. They'll look cute in my display. It's very dirty. It needs washed. That one I am keeping. I also got this little elf. He has issues. Now he has a broken hand, or his thumb is broken off. Let me just show him to you. Let me just see. Look at him. Isn't he great? He's a shelf sitter. And I mean, he has like his little boots are hooked, but I don't think that he is a stocking holder. I just think that he's just this creepy little elf that will just hover over your shelf and just be creepy. Look at his nose. So I liked him. He also will just go in on top of my shelf where he can peer over everybody and look kind of creepy. The next thing I found was just this little cow. It's a little creamer cow. See, the cream comes out of his mouth. It's marked Japan on the bottom. And he should have a little sugar bowl with him, but he didn't. So, but these are, I still buy these because people have in their farmhouse decor or on a tiered shelf. He would look very cute. I don't know who he's made by. I'm sure he's made in Japan. He just has the feel and the look to him or her. But I'm going to wash him because he is a dirty, dirty cow. I also got this little turkey. This is also, no, it's also not a salt and pepper shaker. It's just a little turkey figure. It's just a hand-painted piece made by, I don't know, Chalet? But this is kind of my newest obsession, and you'll see in a minute. I need to quit having these obsessions because I am going to end up turning into a hoarder. But I used to not decorate anything for Thanksgiving, but I've changed my mind. So when Halloween is over, at least at the house, because at the shop I go straight from Halloween to Christmas. But in my home, I am starting to collect a little bits of pieces here and there to add for a little Thanksgiving display. So I found him, and I found a couple other pieces that I'll show you shortly, but he doesn't have any marks on him. I liked the glaze on him, and he's just a homemade ceramics piece. I also got this cute little dog planter. It's like a little Scotty dog. I mean, he does have some issues with his paint, but he's great for succulents. But the thing that's nice about him is he has a hole drilled in him, so there is some drainage. A lot of times when you put your plants in these little planters, they'll die because there's not drainage. So you have to be careful what kinds of plants that you're putting in these planters. I tend to always stick with succulents because they're hardy. It's hard to kill them. But he doesn't have any chips at all around his planter or his tail or his ears. So he is in great shape. Then I also got these mugs. They say Stoneware Japan. I haven't researched them at all. I'll show you the bottom first. Stoneware Japan. I think that they're very cool. There's two of them. One is yellow and one is green, but they have this drip glaze just along the rim and on the top of the handle. So I thought they were very pretty. You can see on the inside too how it's just like they were just dipped in the glaze. And they're a stoneware mug. They're both marked Japan. I don't know who makes these, but I liked them. But they were very, very nice. So I'm going to sell these as a set together. A lot of people have commented on my video on this little lessons and assignments book. I had to get it. It was just too much. But on the inside, it's got this memo pad that's never been used. And also this lessons and assignments. It's also never been used. It's still full. And it has the class and the date. And you can tear off the... I'm trying to see. I don't think there's any... No, there's no maker's mark or where this was made from. It's a little warped from being, you know, in the elements. But I think that it's really nice. And the fact that it's never been used, I think is amazing in itself. So I'm going to see what I can get from this. This also would look cute in a display for back to school time, you know, as a little bit of height to a display. So I liked it, and I liked the gold embossing on it. I also got these cute little owl. They're like a burnt wood art, and they've got glass eyes. They're three-dimensional. See how the owl was added to the piece of wood later. These were sold at the Dandelion in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm saying probably in the 80s would be my guess. The next guy, I got all of these still from that same yard sale. This is just a little Enesco bunny rabbit. I like these. I add them to my Easter display. I liked him because he's a little bit of a, I guess he's kind of a happy face. I don't know. I just thought he was cute. It looks like his carrot is chipped off, but it's not. That's just where he's taken a little bite out of his carrot. But he is marked Enesco Japan on the bottom. You can see, there it is, Enesco Japan. He's not worth a whole heck of a lot of money, but I'm keeping him, so it doesn't matter. This next item that I got is just this little Anchor Hawking or Hazel Atlas. I'm sorry, this is Hazel Atlas. This is a Hazel Atlas mark right there. And it's just a green depression glass furniture. My furniture coaster. These, I don't know, I just got it because they were in here. But I do like that it's embossed, Hazel Atlas. What I thought it would be good for as a repurposed, because people aren't using these for what they were intended for back in the day. But I think that they would be cute with a little candle in there. So that's what I'm going to stage it as in the shop. It's in great shape. It does have some, scratches on the bottom because it was made to be on the floor when you put your furniture legs in here. Another thing that I got were and these are just cute. It's an aluminum set, little tea set, child's tea set. The cup here has a bunny on it. But the plates, there's got this little saucer plate, and then it has two like dinner plates. And I like them because all around the edges, there's a bunny, and then there's a cat, and a dog, and yeah. But then this one has an elephant, and a lion, and a hippopotamus. They're not marked. I haven't tried to research these at all. I just thought that they were so sweet. And I know that I could sell these in the shop. This next thing that I got, I thought these were the ones that were worth something. But she is dirty. And she may not be worth anything if I can't get her cleaned up at all. But it is this Betsy Ross Avon bottle. I kind of got her thinking that she was one of the better Avon collectibles. But she's not. I mean, especially in this condition. But I am going to get her cleaned up, and then I will use her in a display here at my house for the 4th of July. So that was kind of my mindset when I bought her. So if she was worth something, then I would sell her. But if she's not, then I'll just use her in my own personal display at my house. But I'm hoping that I can, soak her and get her yellowing off. Because Betsy, you are turned yellow. Then these, I just love finding this stuff. These are vintage Mackinac Island. And you probably can't see it very well, but it says Mackinac Island, Michigan down there at the end. This was definitely probably from the 70s, 80s. This is the kind of stuff that I remember seeing in the souvenir shops going there as a child. So I got this, and I'll just put it with my Mackinac collection. This is the buggy. Oh, I just want to be there right now. And this one is really neat. It is also a souvenir piece from Mackinac. It says the Mackinac Straits Bridge. So that is what I got from that one sale. So I paid $14 for everything that I just showed you. Also at a yard sale we stopped at, I got these two, I don't know why she had these marked this way, but I got these two little choir, boy and girl. This one was marked 75 cents and this one was marked a quarter. So I tried to say, well, can I have them each for a quarter? She said no. So I paid $1 for them. They do have a signature on the bottom, but I think they're just a ceramics piece. There's no mold maker on them. But I thought they were very mid-century gold. So I'll put them in the shop for Christmas time. Okay, and then we stopped at one more yard sale before we went into the festival. This beautiful old home. And I got 4 of these Jiffy frames. These are for crewel pieces, for craft pieces. I paid $1 each for these. I have sold these before for about $8 to $15 each in the smaller size. So this is a bigger size. This is a 5x7. So they're all the same. Some of them, the plastic is coming off. And this one, they're all the same. This one's the plastic's coming off, just where they're all the same size. They do have a little bit different graphics on here, but those I know that I can resell because I've sold them before. This is really the thing that I was most excited about at that sale, and it is this little fairy light. She had $8 on it, and I was looking at it, and I just kind of looked at it, and I put it down. I looked at it again, and she said, "What do I have on that?" And I said $8, and she said, "Well, I'll sell it for $5." So I said, oh, okay, but it is Fenton. It's marked Fenton on the bottom. And it's really, really pretty. It has no flaws on it at all. And it has the little holly berries here that are kind of etched on there with like some glitter. They kind of, it's going to be hard to see, but they do stand out a little bit. This one is also signed by the artist, and it's Francis Burton. I'm going to have to put him outside in the rain. Francis Burton signed it. So I'm really excited. I'm keeping these. I am having a little bit of a fairy lamp collection going on, and you'll see why here momentarily. This is a beautiful piece. I've seen comparables for these sell for about $15 to $20, but I am going to keep this one. Okay. So that was all that I got from the one yard sale where I got the fairy lamp and the crewel kits. Then we got to the festival, and the first things that one of the first areas that we went to, I found, and I think that this was shown in the video too, nothing was priced, and they wanted just kind of ridiculous prices for things. But I did pick up these 2 turkeys, and this is what I'm talking about. These are the things right here that I am buying for myself to put in my shelf display for for Thanksgiving time. These are dirty. I need to clean them. They're just ceramics pieces, and this one's not even signed, and there isn't a mold mark on it as well, but I like the glaze on it. So I have this one. I actually have one of these at the shop right now that I'm going to bring home because I want it. So I got that one, and this one's just a little bit bigger. It's also a candy dish. Also not signed on the bottom. So you can see big and little turkey. And they'll look really cute on my shelf with their little friend. So I think these will look cute. I'm excited about the turkeys. I don't normally get excited over decorating for Thanksgiving. I don't know why. Thanksgiving decorations are just kind of boring to me. But I don't know. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go and see if I can enjoy it a little bit more. All right. So we also stopped at, you know, there were a lot of sales in the town, people just pulling things out of their house and setting up if they lived along the festival area. So we stopped at a lot of those, and there were vendors and stuff. The vendors were mainly like new things, or they were the box lots of things. And I picked up, if I can do this without dropping this stuff, a whole box full of these Christmas bulbs. I'll show them, but the whole box was $1. Okay, so I got this whole box of light bulbs, and three of them still were in the package. They're these Westinghouse D14 bulbs. There's 3 of them. Now these were selling for about $8 to $12 each. There is a market for these. People do like these old Christmas bulbs. And also, the rest of the box was just filled with them as well. I like to use these as fillers. So I'll put them in jars or bowls at the shop at Christmas time, just to add some color to some clear glassware that I might have, some ball jars. We also stopped a little antique store, and I think I said in the video that I'm not sure if they're just open during the festival or if they're open by appointment or what their hours of operation are. But I always like to go to it. I think people call it the creamery or the dairy barn or something. It's an old building, and I think it used to be a creamery long time ago. But there are 2 little buildings there, and they have nice little antiques in there and great prices. So I picked up these plates. There are 4 of them for $2, and I just liked them because they looked vintage. So here's the owl. They're just, you know, plastic. You see the vintage looking graphics on them, and the pumpkin and the skeleton and tree. And I just liked the way that they looked, and I thought, oh, they'll be cute used as display on a shelf. And I didn't realize, but they are Pottery Barn kids. Yay. These are worth about $18 to $20 pre-owned. I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to use them as display, but I liked them. And I also got from that sweet little place all of these fairy lamps. So I got this one. Now this one is amber, which is not a desirable color. I'm not sure what the pattern is on these. I just really like these fairy lamps. This was $1. Then I got this clear one. Again, I believe it's the same pattern. I mean, I haven't researched these at all, and I will before. Well, I'm not going to list them because I'm going to keep them. But also, this one was also $1. None of these have any chips or cracks on them. And this little, none of them are marked. I think they're probably all Indiana glass, but this is like the diamond something. This one was also. And then I also, from that same shop, I got this little cute little Christmas prixie elf in a little stocking. She was $1. Oh, and I got these. I got 2 more friends. I did pay $2 for these. 2 more friends. These are more happier friends. These are both marked made in Japan as well. So these will go to my collection. All right. Then outside, just right outside the area from where that store was, there was a gentleman that had a table filled with these little figurines. And I was looking at them and I said, oh, how much are your figurines? Because they weren't priced. And he said, oh, $1 each. And then my little heart got really happy at $1 each. I like to buy things for $1. So I got, this is a Washington, the Evergreen State. It's just a souvenir piece. I believe it's a toothpick holder. It's marked on the bottom, made in Japan. Can see that? That's upside down, but you get what I mean. I like this. I just like the way that it feels. I don't know. I just liked it. For $1, I got it. I could probably sell it online, I'm sure. So I got that. And then I got, this is the first one that I saw, this little boy angel, which the boy angels are more desirable than the girl angels because they didn't make as many of them. This one is marked June, which is my birthday. Now upon further inspection, he does have some issues, but he was a quarter. His little thumb right here is chipped. I did notice that, but the major issue was that the top of his wing and his head have been glued back on. So he has issues. I know that he was made in Japan. He's probably a Nesco or Lefton, but I mean, he's got issues. So I will put him in the shop, not less. I mean, again, if you guys see any of this stuff that you're interested in, send me an email. I'll put my email right here, and my email is linked in the description below if you're interested in any of these guys, because I mean, he has some issues. But if you're looking for a little boy angel with a glued on head, I got your guy right here. He's carrying the little flowers. He's very cute. Then I also got a June girl angel. This one I know is probably Lefton, but she also was decapitated at one time. So her head has also been glued back on. And she's got two little rings because June is the month of getting married. But both of her wings are fully functioning. They were not broken off. I believe this is Lefton. At the bottom, there's the F15. That's usually how you can research them. You can just type in June Angel Vintage F18 into an eBay search, and it will pull up different ones, and you can see if it matches the one that you have. So I got her for a quarter. And I got this one I really like, and this one I'm keeping. He has issues too, but I don't care because I'm keeping him. He is Napco. I think that they're all probably Napco. But he is a little November angel boy, and he's got a basket of food, and there's the turkey. When you can find these angels for the month, and they have like October might have a jack-o'-lantern, or July has a flag, anything that's kind of holiday related, those are the ones that will sell for more money. But he has issues. His wing has been glued back on, and he has a little bit of cracking up by his neck right there. But I'm keeping him. I'm going to add him with my turkeys for my November display. I just liked him for a quarter. I know. I just like you, little boy. I'll put you with your turkey friends. All right. And then the next pieces are all, well, at least when I looked at them, they weren't broken. This one upsets me because she's all by herself, and I wish she had her Santa with her. But she is a taper candle, like you put her on a taper candle and she'll just kind of hang there. I haven't researched any of these at all to see. I don't think she could be Holt Howard. I don't know though. She is marked Japan. But it appears she had something that she was holding in her hand. There's a little chain here it's missing, but I couldn't leave her behind. I'm sorry. She'll go into my Christmas collection. And if I research these, and some of these I like to buy when I can get them cheap enough, because someone may have the Santa and they're looking for the claws. Like I'm looking for the Santa, so I may go on eBay and see if I can find the Santa. Do you see what I'm saying? So there is still some markability in a single Mrs. Claus, as well as this one. She's also marked Japan, and she has her stopper. She's just a happy little Mrs. Claus. Now I have lots of Santas, single Santas, so I could actually have the match for her. I could have her little Santa man for a quarter. I can't not. The next two, I really like these. They're marked Japan, and I need to do some more research on them. They are just lovely, and they're flawless. They have no flaws on them other than a little bit of paint chipping in spots. But they are these two little maids, these little ceramic maids. You see their little maid hats, and and their aprons and their towels, and she's got a little towel on her hand and she's cooking some food or serving some food. She's kneeled down and she's standing up. Look at their sweet faces though. I love their eyelashes. This one's marked Japan. This one's marked Occupied Japan. I think that they go together. Look at their dresses. See the circles on their dresses and their eyelashes. I think that and the trim on their hats, and look at the backs. I think that they go together. So I believe that they're both made in Occupied Japan. So I'm going to do a little bit more research on them, but I think that they're sweet. And honestly, I've never seen anything like this before. So I like them. And they were $1 each. And then this little girl, she was also $1. She has no flaws on her. She is just this little blue Christmas angel with a little blue cloak with a lantern. She is actually Goebel, West Germany. And I did do some research. I typed in the numbers right here. This ROB 4112 Goebel blue angel, and found her. And on the back it says angel with lantern. She is good. She actually sells on eBay for about $25. Just her. So I was excited about that. She has no flaws. She's marked 1958. Okay, so this next thing I'm about to show you is really cool. And I've had a lot of people send me messages, very, very curious to see what I'm about to show you, what's in this box. But before I show you what's in my box, I did find this really cool flower frog. And here's the other thing that I'm going to tell you about why I don't like it when things aren't priced. Because this flower frog was laying on a table, not priced, and they had other things laid out. Some of it was priced, some of it wasn't priced. This wasn't priced. There were a lot of people there. It was I believe a husband and wife, or it was a man and a woman. They were vendors selling the stuff together. And I just picked this up and I said, how much is this flower frog? And she was like, and she acted like she didn't really know. And she said $1. And so then I said, okay, I'll pay $1 for it. And then she walked away and her husband came over and was saying, how much did you sell that for? And she said $1. And he was like, $1? I wouldn't have sold it for $1. And just kind of like chewed her out there for a minute. And I was like, okay. I mean, I just kind of walked the other way. But I thought, if you're going to get that upset over, price it. I don't understand. This one's really nice. It's a number 2 genuine Golden State plastic flower frog. It is an old one. It's very dirty. I'm going to have to clean it up, but I'm keeping it. So it's not for sale. I was just walking over there and there was this lithograph box, and I love these. I collect these. I have them stacked up everywhere. I'm thinning out my hoard a little bit with the reds. The red ones I had one exactly like this that I just took up to the shop and I sold it. It's very dirty. But as I was opening up the box, I noticed inside all of these babies. So it's a box full of babies. And I was just looking at it and he said, I'll sell you that whole box for $10. And I couldn't hardly get my money out fast enough because, I mean, I'll just start showing you some of the things that are in there. And again, everything that I've just showed you, the whole day we spent $80 on everything. So we did really good. And okay, I'll just start showing you. Now the stuff inside is very musty, like it's been in a basement. And some of the dolls in here are creepy as all get out. So this little girl here, she has a bisque head, but she's a pincushion. So her dress, her body is a pincushion. I'm going to try to steam her gown just a little bit to push her down, but she's very pretty, little maiden. And there are bits and pieces of babies in this box. There are headless dolls in here. She's got like hair just hanging on for dear life. I don't know where her head is, but the dress alone I think is very pretty. I am not a doll expert at all, so I don't know, I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot. But there's this little celluloid little frozen Charlotte here. Isn't she so sweet? She's got no pants, but she's so sweet. I love her. I'm going to do something different with her. She is a Irwin, I think. It's a little celluloid big baby. These are amazing. These are amazing. They are 2 little African-American frozen Charlottes. They're made from bisque. They're jointed. They're amazing. Look at them. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, I love them. Now, the African-American dolls are rare. So they're going to be worth more money. They're a lot harder to find. They are just, they're perfect. All of their fingers and toes are present. There's just a little bit of paint loss right there on her belly. They are both marked Japan on their backs. You can see right there. I just love them. If I sell them, I don't know. I can't keep everything, but I love them. Okay, here's the other doll that I just love. Oh my gosh. She is just stunning to me. Look at her. She's got like a metallic silver hair. She's made out of bisque. She's marked made in Japan on her feet and on her back. She has jointed arms. I'm keeping this one, I think. I think that she is just unbelievable. She's a very, very 1920s flapper girl. I love her. Oh, and then we have this sweet little girl here. She is porcelain. I think she might be one of the oldest ones. I have to investigate her a little bit closer to see if she has any markings on her, but she is hand stitched. You can see there. Her legs are hand stitched. And I don't know if this is, I don't think that it's straw on the inside, but she does have her little feet. And looks like just the tippy toe is chipped on the bottom. She is missing a hand. So it looks like up to here, her arms are porcelain. She has one hand and one arm left, but I don't know if she has any other markings on her. I have to investigate her a little bit. There's her. She actually has a, oh my, look at her eyes. She's like staring into your soul. Hello, everybody. This baby, her head fell off. But I kind of just want her head. But I don't know if, she's made in the USA. Ooh, let's see. Let's see if I can see any more markings on her. I kind of just like her head. I don't care much for her body. Is that morbid? That might be a little weird. Okay. Made in the USA, 145 is what she is marked. So I'll have to see if I can see any other markings on her. The thing that's nice about this one, though, is other than her head being off, she does have her original shoes and socks that are in really great condition. Oh, this might be helpful. This is a book. Oh, dress them yourself using Lingerie Lou, ready to dress dolls. But they're patterns. This pattern alone might be worth something. I don't know which pattern we have. That's kind of neat that it's in there. There's a little baby bed, a little early plastic baby bed made by Best. So these are even these are marketable. People do like the old dollhouse furniture. Then, oh man, some of these are really creepy. And there's her. Hello. Their bodies are really pretty clean, and she's, sorry, I'm not trying to show her behind, but her socks and shoes, she has her original socks and shoes. So I don't know. She feels like she has mohair hair. but her eyes are very cloudy. So there's her. She's got a really cool head, I have to say. She's in rough shape. Rough shape. Here is her head. She also has mohair hair. Look at her face. She's got a very sweet face. I mean, her body is all kinds of messed up. Her legs aren't attached to her body anymore. See? I don't know, maybe they can be reattached, but she's got a very sweet face. So I don't know who she is either. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments. This looks like a little storybook doll or Madame Alexander doll. She's got the sleepy eyes that open and close, but she's missing part of her outfit. There's just random, like here's a scarf. Random pieces in here. Oh, this one makes me sad. I need to figure this out because I love this one. She is made from a composite and she's got, you can see, it's almost like the sawdust composite, but her head has fallen off as well. But isn't she great? She's jointed in the arms. Her toes, well, no. She does have part of her foot is missing. But there's her. I wish that her head wasn't broken. She's one that I wish her head wasn't broken. Then there's more just really horrible clothing that's really dirty. I think homemade and it's kind of tattered. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. There's this little baby and it's wrapped up in this fabric. Unwrap you, baby. You've been wrapped up way too long. Oh my, maybe we should put her back in her wrapping. This is really kind of creepy. But she has got no legs. So we should put her back in her little blanket because she's a little creepy without her blanket on. Doesn't have the bottom part of her body. And I think that she's supposed to be that way. Then we have this little Native American girl. Does she have, yeah, she has got sleepy time eyes too. These remind me so much of, and she's got her little baby, her little papoose on her back, of Souvenir going to Mackinac as a child. This is the kind of stuff that I would get, or these kind of dolls. Okay, and then we've got a head in here with no body, with mohair. I don't know, these heads might be marketable too. I'll have to look. Like again, I don't know a lot about dolls, but I knew that these were cool. I'm saving this creepiest one for last. But we've just got, in this box, we have some, just various arms. We've got some arms, which I'm going to repurpose these, believe it or not. I'm going to put these in some sort of display, in my Halloween display. Like have all these arms coming up. Wouldn't that be creepy? I'm going to do that. I'll put those aside. But, oh, I've got these little babies in here. This one is just cracking me up because somebody, here he is, but somebody thought that he needed a holster and a gun in his hand. Do you see the gun in his hand? Somebody glued a gun in his hand. He's a Western baby. A naked cowboy Western baby. So there's him. And this one is a little bisque baby, but her arms are going all different directions. There's this little bisque baby. And then this little celluloid baby. I just love them. And the celluloid, what I mean by celluloid, it's just this really thin plastic. Really, really thin plastic. And then there's a necklace that goes to a doll. And there's another little early plastic. This one's also made by Best. I bet this baby, because this is made by Best Toys, he comes with a bed. So that's kind of nice. There's a little celluloid boy doll, cowboy doll. He's got his little cowboy pants on. He's also marked Japan on his leg. Then we have this teeny tiny little baby in here made out of plastic. And this very frightening homemade yarn doll. That's a little scary. I'm not sure. I'm a little crazy about that one. And we have, so this little baby here has clothes on. He's very dirty, but he also has a little diaper on. So that's kind of neat. They just don't make toys like they used to. And his little clothes are almost like they're made out of paper. So he's cute. And then these little babies in here are just adorable. These little frozen Charlottes. This one you can barely tell what it is. It almost looks like a sarcophagus. This little frozen Charlotte here. Can't even really make out a face. It's just like a glob of bisque. And then these are adorable. It's a man and a wife, or it's a girl and a boy. Little bisque. Very 1920s, 1930s frozen Charlottes. Aren't they cute? They are adorable. And they are marked Japan. There's the little boy. It's very odd that you find a little boy. And then the creepy doll. Alex, this is going to your house. So prepare yourself for the horror. Oh, good night. You ready? Hello. Look at her though. Look at her whole stance. She just looks like she's ready just to kill somebody. Look at her face. Look at her eyes. Girl. She's going to Alex's house. She's going to live with Alex. She's something. Say hello to the addition to your family. It's a girl, Alex. Chapter 2 Vintage Co. She's coming to live with you. Because she's not living in my house. Okay. So, those were my treasures that I got. I think I did amazing with these dolls. I'm excited to sit and research these dolls a little bit more. If you think that you might know a little bit more information on these dolls, definitely send me a message and let me know if you have any idea on what some of them could be worth, or what some of their names are. That is my haul video from Fort Valonia days that we went to over the weekend. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. It really, really does help my channel. And also leave a comment. Let me know if you like some of the things that I found. And if you're interested in anything, you can just send me an email. My email address is in the description below. I'm happy to work out deals. It just gives me something before I don't have to photograph it and do all that kind of stuff with it. So you can do that. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure that you are. Hit the bell notification and you'll be notified every time that I upload a new video. So with that being said, actually I'm going to say one more thing. If you are not following my friend Rachel at Superior Girl Vintage, make sure that you do. She finds amazing things, especially amazing Christmas things. She's a Christmas girl too, and she lives in the most beautiful place on the planet, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So make sure that you follow her as well. I will link her channel below. She's getting really, really close to reaching her 1,000 subscribers, so we just want to give her a little bit of a boost and get her some more subscribers so she can reach that milestone. So with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.